Many CNMI residents have probably heard the term ghost permits. Sounds scary, and it could be for the CNMI. Ghost permits are basically CW visas that are issued but not used for their intended purpose. The concern with what are referred to as ghost permits is addressed within the Northern Marianas US Workforce Act recently introduced in the U.S. Congress. The bill requests for Department of Homeland Security to have the ability to revoke such a permit. KSPN2's Adriana Cotero digs deeper to understand the purpose of this proposed new measure.
Say a company applies for 500 permits, and 100 of those permits have people here and working, and 400 of those permits go unused, or those 400 permits have people here but not working. Those permits are now out of use. This is the example Congressman Gregorio Sablan provides me with today. And those permits are otherwise recognized as a ghost permit.
When you only have, say, 13,000, you're always going to need 13,000.
The recently introduced legislation, Northern Mariana US Workforce Act, recognizes this need, allowing the revoking of a permit. Northern Marianas Business Alliance Corporation tells us the impact this provision has.
We're very pleased with the legislation. It's not everything that everybody wanted, but it is absolutely a cross-section of issues that were needed to identify how we transition going forward, the additional years we need to truly try to get more U.S. citizens, our own locals, back from the mainland into the community. Our economy is improving. We want to keep the momentum going. We believe that if the momentum was continued, that salaries would rise, that we would be able to attract more and more individuals back home because things are improving.
An improvement, with this providing the ability to reutilize a CW permit and not lose it completely for a fiscal year.
What we're asking is that if a visa is not utilized within 60 days of its application and acceptance through the processing center, that it be burned and returned back into the pool, or that the employer who has somebody that for some reason or another has to leave early within their contract period, that they also be able to put that permit back into the pile and be able to renew for someone else to replace that, so we don't lose a valuable human resource.
The question remains, how many ghost permits are out there now? And will there be a system to control this by the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services?
Given that we do not control immigration at all, and we're at the hands of USCIS to every business is at the hands of USCIS. We're trying to make sure that we at least can have a better understanding of how it's going to be done, and also there's proper projections to crack down on businesses who actually go through ghost permits.
Bautista says the governor is in support of cracking down on ghost permits, as they are currently working with the Department of Labor. For KSPN2, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Thank you, Adriana. And the Society of Human Resource Management held their monthly meeting today with Congressman Gregorio Sablan as the guest speaker. Congressman Kilili explains the negotiations made last Friday as he and Chairman Lisa Murkowski introduced the Northern Mariana Island US Workforce Act. In addition to going over the specifics, questions are asked by members of the business community about the legislation. According to newly appointed SHRM President Frank Atta, now is the time to get the community together to get this bill passed.
We need this unified support, and the unified support, I think the two main components that I see is the extension and the reinstating of 13,000 CWs that will be allowed to be petitioned for.